So how can you get your fiancé back? Well, first thing you need to realize is that if you got that far into a relationship with her, she obviously loved you a lot at one point, or at least saw a lot of potential in you as her future husband. If you're watching this video now, you're obviously at a point where she has said that she doesn't want to be engaged to you anymore, she doesn't want to get married, and she's turned her back on you. So how can you get her back? The best way to start understanding how to get her back is to look at where you went wrong, so you can fix the things that really matter to her. Some of the common reasons why a woman will walk away from her fiancé. He lacked purpose and direction. He gave her too much power in the relationship. He was too insecure. He wasn't enough of a man for her. He wasn't able to give her the attraction experience that she really wanted. She wasn't proud of him. He kept making the same old mistakes over and over again. With the first example of lacking purpose and direction, what happens there is that some guys get into a relationship with a woman and they place way too much importance on her. The guy's life becomes about her, and everything that he is and that he's doing is about her and for her. Here's the thing though, a woman does want to feel loved, respected, appreciated, and wanted, but she doesn't want to feel like her man's reason for living is her. She doesn't want to feel like if she pulls back some of her interest and affection, he's going to become insecure. His world is going to come crashing down. She wants to see that he is a man with or without her, and that he has purpose and direction in life that includes her, but is not all about her. So if a woman feels like her fiancé is hiding from his true potential as a man behind the safety and comfort of a relationship with her, then it doesn't make her feel safe about the future. It makes her feel as though she is the leader in the relationship, and without her reassurance that she loves him and without her commitment to him, he would crumble and his life would fall to pieces. That's not to say that a woman can't have purpose and ambition in life and it's just got to all be the man. He's got to be doing all the work and the woman's just got to relax. It's not about that at all. What a woman wants to see is that her man is willing to take on that role. He's capable of taking on that role. If, for example, she falls pregnant and she wants to be a mother and stay at home and raise children, she knows that her man is going to keep pushing forward and be a success in life, with or without her reassurance. He doesn't need her to keep propping him up and patting him on the back and emotionally reassuring him during challenging times. She wants to be able to look up to him as her man. The next example is about giving her too much power in the relationship. This is a fairly common relationship problem these days because a lot of men are confused about the role that they should be taking on in a relationship. If you watch a lot of TV and movies, you'll be told that it's a woman's world these days and men have got to bow down to women and give all their power over to women, or you might be told that it's all about being 50-50 and sharing responsibilities and dominance in the relationship. Both of those ideas are wrong and they lead to divorce or very unhappy relationships. What works is when a man is in the power position. However, that's not about putting a woman down. It's not about making her feel unimportant. It's not about disrespecting her. It's not about overlooking her opinion. It's not about pushing her to the side. It's not about doing any of that at all. It's simply about being the one who takes on the responsibility of being the leader in the relationship. Of course, some guys don't want to do that and they prefer to be in a relationship where the woman just does everything and leads the way and he just cruises and goes about his life and doesn't really care. Some women are okay with it being that way and will put up with it if the rest of the relationship is really happy and everything else is good. However, if there are a lot of problems in the relationship, for example, the guy's also insecure, he doesn't have much purpose, he doesn't know how to really make her feel attracted anymore, then his lack of leadership is going to become a glaring problem to her. It's going to be something that annoys her. The next example is about being too insecure. Some women will put up with a bit of insecurity in a relationship if the rest of the relationship is good and she's happy for other reasons with him. However, if a guy is very insecure, for example, he is emotionally sensitive, he's jealous, he's controlling, he's possessive, he has low self-esteem, etc., then a woman is going to feel very turned off by him. It doesn't matter that the guy's bought her a ring and spent a lot of money on the engagement ring. That stuff really doesn't mean anything to a woman if she doesn't respect her guy. Without respect, it's hard for her to feel attracted. Without respect and attraction, it's very difficult for a woman to remain in love with a guy. The next example is about not being enough of a man for her. Some guys don't realize that regardless of how happy a relationship is and how much a woman loves her guy, she will always continue to test his confidence. If a woman is in a relationship with a guy and she teases him or tests his confidence, she pulls back some affection, she takes on a lot of power, she tests the waters in those ways, and he just crumbles time after time, then she realizes that he's not enough of a man for her at this point in his life. That doesn't mean he can't get her back though. When getting a fiancé back or any woman back, it's always about showing her that you really have changed and improved. It's not about going and telling a woman that you've changed and improved. It's about letting her experience that when she interacts with you. When you interact with her and her usual tests and bitchy or cold or challenging behavior no longer makes you crumble under pressure, she realizes that, okay, you have become enough of a man for her now. The next example is about not being able to give her the attraction experience that she really wants. So if you were able to get your woman to the point where she was your fiancé, then no doubt you were able to make her feel some attraction at the start of the relationship. You might have even kept that attraction building over time and things might have been great between you and her. However, if she is no longer willing to be your fiancé, then one of the common reasons why a woman will walk away at that point is that she's just not getting the type of attraction experience that she wants. So what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes it feels nice to a woman to be in a relationship with a guy who dotes on her and treats her like a princess, buys her lots of things, and essentially just kisses her butt. He's just that perfect boyfriend who does everything for her and treats her like she's the best thing in the world. That's great, but where it becomes a problem is when the woman tests the guy and sees if he will continue to treat her that way, even if she doesn't respect him and treat him well. Alright, so sometimes a woman will get all that and she'll be loving it and she'll think that the guy's the best guy for her, and then her instincts will kick in and she'll start testing him by being a bit of a bitch, being cold, being distant, taking him for granted and not treating him how he wants to be treated. If he puts up with that and starts treating her even nicer and better in the hopes that she takes pity on him, then she realizes that, okay, this guy doesn't have much of a backbone. He allows me to push him around and do whatever I want, even though I'm being a bitch to him. At that point, she loses respect for him, and then she finds it difficult to feel attraction. What she would have been hoping to see is that when she started to treat him badly, he let her know about it, and if she continued, he stopped treating her so well, and he instead started to push her away and said to her, unless you start to change, you're not going to be in my life. If the guy had the backbone, the balls, the confidence to do that, then she would have respected him. She would have felt like she has a complete man. She doesn't just have a guy that's kissing her butt and treating her like a princess, but he's only doing that because he's afraid of losing her. He's thinking that he's just got to make her so happy by being so good to her, and that's what's going to keep her. Yet he's mistaken. He doesn't know that a woman needs to be able to look up to him and respect him. And without that, she's not getting the attraction experience that she really wants. The next example is about not being proud of him. In cases like this where a woman walks away from her fiancé because she's not proud of him, some of the examples are that, when interacting with other people, she notices that they put him down and he doesn't really stand up for himself. She might also notice that he is confident around her at home, but if he starts interacting with other guys, like alpha males, confident guys, he lowers himself and starts being a bit submissive, a bit passive, and letting these other guys just push him around or lead him around. Another example is around family and friends, where he's not able to get her family and friends to look up to him and respect him as a man. And the final example is about keeping on making the same old mistakes over and over again. So some of those mistakes might include arguing, being insecure, being irritable, whining about life, being negative, controlling, jealous, etc. Sometimes a woman will have enough relationship experience to know that most guys just don't change, right? Most guys don't ever seek the help that they need and then start to learn and change. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. So if she's experienced that in her previous relationships and finds herself in the same situation again, a woman will often just walk away and try to cut her losses and hope that she finds a guy next time who doesn't make those mistakes. However, you can be the exception. It is possible to learn from your mistakes and become a better man as a result. No doubt you are already a good man, right? You know that you're a good man. You know that you can do better this time with her, right? But what you need to be able to do is show her when you interact with her that you have made some changes. It's not about telling her that you've made those changes. It's about letting her experience it when she interacts with you. Okay, so I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you don't know what to say or do to get your fiancé back, if you don't know how to overcome the problems and issues, how to get her to forgive you and how to get her to feel respect and attraction for you again, then I recommend that you watch my 10-hour video training program called Get Your Ex Back Super System. As you watch Get Your Ex Back Super System, I will guide you through the process of quickly fixing any emotional issues that you have and making improvements to yourself. You will then know exactly what to say and do to get her to meet up with you in person and give you another chance. One final point I want to make for you is that when getting a fiancé back, you've got to understand something about love. And that is, love doesn't die. Your fiancé might be saying to you at this point, I don't love you anymore, I don't feel the same way anymore. However, that doesn't mean that the love between you and her is dead. Love doesn't die. It simply gets pushed into the background and covered over with negative emotions. You can bring that love back to the foreground again by making her feel a renewed sense of respect and attraction for you. When she starts to feel respect and attraction for you again, she will naturally and automatically start to reconnect with the love.